Today on Mob Rules,
we talk about 30 years of Warhammer 40k.
We talk about Black Crusades, or I guess Black mission-specific actions by a group of people.
Black tactical strikes.
Black tactical strikes.
Chaotic things,
and that's about it.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm very
Okay,
ill.
I hope you like it.
Yeah.
All right.
All
All of that and
not much else.
Yeah.
On episode of
Mob Rules.
Welcome to Mob Rules, episode
Hey.
something or other.
Hi, John.
I have a very sexy, sultry voice today. As
Hanging out in the bars.
Yeah, hanging out in the bars. Feeling a little under the weather.
Yeah, sing us a tune.
No.
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
I sound like this is going to be like a really shitty reference, but I sound like Joey's agent from Friends.
Huh. I never watched Friends.
Yeah, and with that, I lost 90% of our audience for this episode, so we don't have to try anymore.
So you just turn it off now.
Yeah.
Just let it go.
All right, let's let it run for another 2 hours. Call it good.
Yeah.
I, of course.
Well, it's been good to see you.
Yeah. I'm John.
Hey, John.
He's been Tad.
I'm still Ted.
Yeah.
And we're joined by Phil.
We're just
Oh, no, we're not.
Phil.
Damn it, Phil. Get a microphone.
Knock twice if you can hear us. Damn it. Such a flawed statement.
Yeah. We'll get him back on. There's technical errors. I think he just landed in Georgia a few days ago.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. He put out his first Thin Coats, Deep Thoughts, or Deep Coats, Thin Thoughts.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's right. I guess that would be 2 days ago when we released this. But
Yeah. From the live from the Savannah Musk, I'm guessing.
I gotta go watch that. Shit, he got there just in time for the hurricane.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, poor guy.
man.
Sorry, everybody in Florida and Texas.
Yeah. Shit, he's like had a video on time, unlike us, every week for like, 2 years now, and stupid hurricanes.
Oh, jeez.
You know, Alaska doesn't have
Earthquakes.
Phil.
Oh, right.
So, Ted, what have you been up to? Both of us were talking before we came on.
Yeah.
It's kind of sparse for us.
It is. It's all house stuff for the most part. Like, I did. We had to upgrade all the heating system. So like everything had to come out of the nerd room. And I think this last weekend I made it like a commitment. Like, okay, I haven't done any modeling in a while. I'm just gonna sit down in front of the fireplace because I had no heat. And it is Alaska, and like it is pretty. I think we got down to the 40s.
Yeah, it was pretty cold
night.
over the weekend.
So got the fireplace going and put on a sweater and sat down there and I just I think I went through like 3 movies. Rewatched Deadpool and God, what else? I don't know, a handful of other stuff, Star Wars and something else.
Yeah.
Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Oh, that's right. Your Facebook post said
yeah.
that. I love that movie. It's super good.
So good. But those are great movies. Like I've seen them enough times where I can like model and like I can visualize what's going on. I don't have to look up necessarily. There's like so many movies. Like I rarely ever go to watch movies, and like I'm gonna be modeling. Okay, I could do this. And unfortunately, like a lot of movies I haven't watched yet are like French subtitles or like Bollywood movies. You're like, fuck, I have to actually watch that.
Yeah, I have like this whole shelf in my cupboard of movies that I need to pay attention to watch,
yeah.
and I'm like, I can't watch you tonight.
Yeah, you have like a special shelf just for modeling.
Yeah, it's mostly old like Netflix season like binges.
Oh,
it's my jam right now.
Netflix season.
Netflix like binging seasons of crap on Netflix I've seen like 4 or 5 times before.
I think what was it? I have the Chappelle Show and Flight of the Conchords for that. I love those.
I was just thinking like we're paying $10 a month for Netflix.
Yeah.
And I think I only watch maybe like if I would have just bought the DVDs, I probably would have saved money.
Well, there's still time.
There's still time. There's still time.
So I got most of I think I have to do the cables on the Warhound. And then it's pretty much done. I'm going to leave a couple of the armor plates off so that Dante can take care of that. I'll post some pictures up of the base because I wanted to have him kind of like walking down a hill into like a river.
Yeah.
And so there's like he has a toe dipped in the river, and there's like a crash landed spear that's been there for a while.
Is he like reeling back because the river's cold?
Oh,
I wasn't expecting it. Because
he just like his shriveled up a little bit.
I'm kind of popping hard right now for the idea of a warhound kind of gently putting his toe in water and then being scared of the water because it's too cold.
I don't know, guys. The machine spirit's a little cool.
It's like, it's fine when you get in waist deep. Go.
Just wait for the reavers and hop on their back. So I got that, and then worked a little bit on the repressor.
I saw that you got invited to the elite plastic card group.
That's right.
Because you made a little,
There's another servo arm.
The servo arm,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You like putting servo arms on things on the back of the repressor.
Well, for Iron Hands, I think it's repressor. Is it the repulsor?
Repulsor.
Which one's the repressor? That's the sisters thing.
The repressor is the Sisters of Battle Tank.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh man, we're off to a flying start. But
good thing we don't have any comments on
yeah.
iTunes.
Please leave your I'm upset comments with 5-star reviews on iTunes. Otherwise, it will be ignored. But yeah, you put your servo arm on the back of your repressor. Repulsor. God damn it.
Whatever it is.
Whatever it is. Kind of right where they have the usual, like the cargo hold and stuff like that. Like all the extra bits that were put on there.
I was putting it together, and then I realized that I should probably put like another hinge on it, because I was thinking like, all right, you got the servo arm. It's gonna, like, the idea is that it's gonna like lift up cargo and put it into the vehicle. Then I realized that since it's right above or like next to and higher than the door, you couldn't actually fit anything in there, like unless it's like a baguette. You could put the baguette in, and then you could slowly nudge it in. I might have to do like a little hinge.
I like the idea of like your crazy tech priest for it. Be like, okay, so I built a servo arm, and they're like, God damn it, why? Like, so now we can move these boxes easily into the crate, and then like in the background is like a Primaris Marine really failing at like the crane arm game and like moving the stuff in and out.
This is why nobody wins.
And then like all of the Primaris like easily lifting up the packages with one hand, being like, where do you want this? It's like, no, the servo arm will do it.
But it's cool. So yeah, that's a design error, but we're not beyond the point where it can't be fixed. So.
Yeah, no, it's looking really good.
Thank you. Probably, if I didn't mention that, I'm sure nobody would have noticed.
I ignore my sarcastic ramblings here. I just like the idea of like this insane tech priest, just like, no, don't be mad, but I give it a servo arm.
And having once been a crane operator, you'd think that I would have caught that earlier.
Well, we'll leave it to the listener's imagination, but I'm no longer a crane operator.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
well, the HTML code works perfectly when it comes to putting that in there.
That's all that matters. Yeah. That's all that matters.
So that's about it. I think that's about it for hobby for me. What have you been up to?
Oh man, well, my new dreadnought arrived.
You got a case of resin over there.
Yeah, I got a case of resin over there with
dope.
the man, I even forgot what it's called, Leviathan
dreadnought. Yeah.
I got 2 storm cannon arms for that. So
Bertha would have also worked. Bertha,
yeah. No, it's all going to be a derivative of the word Chad, just because they're giant asshole jock dreadnoughts.
Wow, I like it.
Because they're like, boosh. Have you ever watched Frisky Dingo? They're like, all my dreadnoughts act like the X-Ticles. That's kind of my personal headcanon.
Nice.
And then I started making a display board to kind of put them on, and mainly just kind of to carry them from table to table, pretty much. Because right now my little plastic tote isn't really, very super safe for them.
So are you going to play in the tournament?
I'm running the tournament.
So you won't be able to play?
No, I won't be able to play.
So what's a display board for?
Just for shits and giggles, and to have a display board.
Okay.
Because I have the big one that we this is a smaller one. And, a little bit more portable. So like I just grabbed a picture frame, like an 11 by 17 picture frame. Took the glass out and kind of glued the back into it. And then used that as a base.
Yummy. So we were kind of talking at one point about like trying to come up with like custom tables, and then maybe trying to like cut the Glacial Geek out of the battle rep game.
I mean, we always talk about doing it.
Yeah, I know. We talk about a lot of things.
It's like Pinky in the Brain. What we're gonna do tomorrow night. Same thing we do every night.
So one thing, I mean, maybe if it's possible to like work it into where it's like also board. Have you thought about that? Like.
It has a pretty rad decorative edge, which I'm very happy with.
Okay.
But I mean, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Because I think that, like, ideally, I would love to take the boards that we made a couple years ago and like, kind of cut the edges off.
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure.
I put a lot of effort into those.
I'm A-okay
more than everybody else has ever put into a board. They're pretty much the best.
We showed up at our big kind of convention a few years ago with these display boards, which were huge. They were glorious. They were designed together, so they were like two opposing halves of the same battle.
Yeah.
We didn't actually get to fight each other, but
Why not?
There. And it looked amazing, and everyone else had drinks trays. Or like a cool Mechanicus logo or things like that. But like, oh, I went way over the top with this.
Whatever.
So yeah, it still looked really good. And yeah, I was super happy with it. So I worked on that. I've been working on my Predator, trying to get a Predator up because the army I'm running now with the Leviathan Dreadnought, I need another heavy support choice.
Because you have an open tab with Forge World, are you doing the a resin Predator, or are you
no, it's actually a Predator I picked up at a swap meet here in town.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. So just like a little from one of the local guys, Robert, just a autocannon heavy bolter Predator.
Oh, now that autocannons are awesome again.
Oh no, it was essentially I have to have something else in a heavy support slot so I can take this Leviathan. What can I take? I have a Predator in my house.
Oh wow, okay. So it's the obligatory.
So it's the obligatory Predator to mean I can take cheesy relics. I'm super happy. And then, I also assembled 40 guardsmen. So I can join the hated masses and run a bunch of conscripts.
Oh, jeez, that's right. So the guardsmen that you got a while ago are going to see the light of day.
Yeah, but now awesome. they're all going to be conscripts. Yeah, so I have like a big...
Squad bubble wrap. Advance.
It's like, what is my
Slowly,
purpose? It's
not
like,
too
you
fast.
stop my dreadnoughts being charged turn 1. And then that is it. Because Leviathan is like this nasty ass rule where it blows up 9 inches on a 5+. And I'm like, no. So yeah, I'm like, I need some bubble wrap.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I dropped some stuff and I managed to fit in. Like I dropped 1 dreadnought and 2 veterans, and I managed to fit in 60 conscripts, a commissar, and a company commander.
Wow!
And I'm like,
an entire army.
Yeah, and I'm like, wow. Well, and plus there's another 3 command points, so there's
nice.
That too.
You real everything.
But yeah, I have a real army now. It's a bunch of fun toys surrounded by a bunch of mooks around the outside. But I have a feeling they're going to be some rules adjustments coming for conscripts soon.
You think so? Like points increase or something? Or
I think
like you can't put them in a circle formation. It must be an octangle or octagon.
You have to buy the specific plastic Games Workshop movement tray for conscripts, and that's the only way they can be deployed
for $95.
No, I mean I think the issue is like the Nova big convention just finished up last week. They had kind of like an invitational tournament where like 16 of the best 40k players went and played, and after like day 1, like the top 8 players, like over half the lists had at least 80 conscripts in them.
Oh wow!
And like last time we saw something like that was after Adepticon, I think, when we saw like 5 Stormraven lists with the girly man.
Oh yeah.
And then they came out and nerfed that pretty hard, like right away. So I don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, my issue with it is like combined with the commissar, you got a giant bubble that isn't gonna go away. Combined with a company commander, they get orders, which means those, if you're running 80 to 100 conscripts, then you're now getting 200 shots or something stupid like that.
Yeah.
Which orc players, me and you, it doesn't matter if they're hitting on 5s. They're going to hit something, and especially this edition where everything wounds, they're going to do something. So like the combination of those 2 things, plus being objective secured, plus being just and I had a discussion with this on like competitive 40k group where they're talking about like, oh, well, what makes them better than regular guardsmen? Like, I was like, well, I don't want them to be able to take orders. I don't want them to be able to benefit from a commissar as much. Like, well, why wouldn't I just take that over regular guardsmen? Like, well, the thing is, a guardsman squad taps out at 10. You can't take any more than 10. Conscripts start at 20. So it's just kind of like a real estate space kind of thing.
Okay.
So that's, it'll be interesting to see where it goes.
Yeah.
For the convention I'm running with a couple of people there for our 40K. Our rules cutoff was the 1st of September. So I had to go through and print out all of the FAQs on that day to make sure that they didn't change or get updated or, anything else passed down. Sadly, that means Mortarion isn't going to be invited to the party.
Well, when is he? He hasn't even been pre-released. So
no, he comes out the day of our convention.
Oh, okay.
Which is the 16th.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, but I didn't want players because it's a fully painted requirement. So there's going to be 1 or 2 who'd stay up till like 4 in the morning assembling in like 3 colors of primer and Mortarion, put them down, done. Okay.
It's hideous.
Yeah, it's awful.
Oh, that's all right.
But yeah, aside from that, I've just been, I ordered a bunch of magnets so I could magnetize my Leviathan. I don't want to, I maybe want to run a couple but I want to have weapons options with them. So
I saw you did a review of the shoulder pad or the shoulder icons.
Yeah.
How'd you dig those?
I thought they did really, really well.
Okay. So I think we talked about it last episode, right?
It's like
you were Johnny on the spot. I don't even think we finished the episode and you'd already ordered them.
Right? I did. I ordered them during the episode. But no, they were really good. I mean, they went on super easily. I mean, obviously, legally, they're, you know, King's Fist shoulder pad emblems.
Oh, right.
You know, whatever. And it's, not designed. It just so happens to work. But it fits perfectly on the Tactical Marines and the Assault Marines.
Oh, no.
The Primaris, there's like a little bit of a gap, not a huge amount.
Okay.
And then I tried them out on Terminators as well. And there's more gappage on the Terminators.
Okay.
But it turned out really good.
Okay.
And like you said in the last episode, where like I just spray painted them white and then black Sharpie penned them.
Oh, okay.
And
nice.
then so like the entire video I shot, I did 60 shoulder pad icons, and it took about 20 minutes to film, and then with like speeded up footage and everything, it was like a 7-minute video.
Okay, yeah.
And like it really does add just like a really nice extra little touch in there, and kind of makes them go from a little bland to a little better. I mean, it's the good from 3 feet away rule. That's how I roll.
So did you feel that the like, because I think there's with a lot of 3D print, like there's a lot of like stratums, like there's lines and stuff like that. Did you feel
it was like almost perfect? And
Oh,
then there was
okay.
like, because I was looking for that, and I have like
Yeah.
a month, because it prints in layers, so like sometimes it just looks like it's like dragon scaled or ribbed for my pleasure. But yeah, it was a really,
but it wasn't ribbed for your pleasure.
it was a really good quality print. So
Okay.
I think they're using, though I did read the GW is cracking down on shapeways and kind of
Wow.
like the 3D printing.
Why?
Like I read today that they can't sell shoulder pads with emblems anymore. So like the full shoulder pad,
Okay.
they can sell just the emblem, but like, and I can see that. That makes sense. Like
Sure.
they sell their
It's
own
cutting
shoulder
into
pads
their
and stuff
IP.
like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's going to be some changes coming that way. But I would honestly buy them. We're going to have like another 60 to do. I just have to kind of get all the Marine models and everything going for it. But yeah, I would heartily recommend. It was super, super good.
Oh, okay. Dope. Yeah. So I think like that was the thing with like a Primaris. Like I felt like that would be a good deal since they don't have I guess like the aggressors and like the jumpy welder guys.
We can go look at the Hellblasters in there. I'll have them on the shoulder. Yeah. It's, and I said it's like a little gappage, not huge amounts.
That's right.
And like I said, while doing my display board as well, I kind of made the decision I'm going to start going back over my old fists as well and start kind of moving them away from the orange, because I think the orange that I have there is like a really good pre-shade kind of undershade color.
Yeah.
I just need to go back over with a few coats of yellow.
This is cool because I think we were talking about like you stepping your game up and
talking about like being reinvigorated, right?
Yeah. So you're reinvigorated.
This is a non-40K thing.
Reinvigorated.
Yeah, reinvigorate. that word. This isn't really 40K, but I got a Kickstarter in the mail for Rail Raiders. From Ninja Studios.
Oh.
Those little chibi figures. I'm like, man, you were going to be my painting breaks.
Did you try it?
I played it. Yeah, it was super fun.
I mean, I'm sorry. Did you try painting them?
Oh no.
Because I was kind of did that with my what do you call it? Ninja All Stars.
Yeah.
I haven't painted anything yet.
But no, it's super good. And then the 1 Hour Night Facebook group, which by the way, there's a guy on Twitter who asked where it was, and I ignored him by being ill for 2 days.
Sorry, guy.
Sorry. But like he's put like up his lawbot to he's painting, and I'm like, that's really good.
Okay,
that's really good painting it.
Sweet. Are you gonna try like a wet blending or something? Because I think with like a big surface like that, you really gotta do something. You can't just have like
pull out the old wet pad.
Oh, okay.
And see what I can do.
Dope.
But like, because it's a Kickstarter, I have like 18,000 minis. So
yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I have like one based on Boba Fett.
I saw a video a while ago. It's been a while. You might want to look it up. Rivet Wars is I think it's a puppeteer or puppet something or other press or what, Puppet Wars. Maybe.
Oh yeah, Puppet Wars.
Maybe it's Cool Weapon or not, Cool Mini or not. Anyway, one of those guys. So they do Rivet Wars. It's like this like World War I trench sci-fi kind of game.
Yeah.
But I think they had a tutorial where this guy had he wet blended the whole thing. And he just like, he speeds it up a bit, but he does like, I think it's like a monochromatic.
Yeah.
And it's really neat, like the subtleties that he puts into it. And then like, just by adding a little bit of color, a little bit of like a lot of grays and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's somewhat chibi-ish.
Yeah.
So that might be a good place to.
Well, I was thinking about it, and kind of like my like the law bots, like the bad guys are all going to be pretty muted in color scheme and kind of like plains and beiges, and then the rail raiders, like they're going to be all bright and colorful, and, so they kind of stand out.
So when you're drunk, you can see like, oh, that's my guy.
Yeah.
Versus like moving the law bots.
I want Boba Fett, so, or whatever he's called in that game, so they don't get sued. But
okay. There's a Boba Fett in there.
There's a Boba Fett chibi.
Oh, that's awesome.
In a semi-Western style. But
Shit,
really,
I should have got it.
really not in a Western style.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll t-shirt. Cool. It was pretty rad. But yeah, it's been a pretty, as my voice cracks, awfully, it's been a pretty chill couple of weeks. I gotta say. I really said raring up for Ursa, so like I finished. Ursa is our big tournament up here. Pablo from Frontline Gaming is going to be coming up and taking part of that. So he's awesome. He's going to be coming up and playing. So I had to finish my event packet for that, set up timing. Yeah, made some trophies.
Those are good.
I'm
excited for the best in TED.
Yeah. So I do have to make a best in TED.
Yeah, yes.
But no, so like so far, I mean, we have like a 33 tickets sold. Out of a 32 attendance, so we had to move some stuff around to get extra tables.
Oh wow, that's good.
Yeah, it's really good, really good. Sadly, like the heresy scene kind of dried up here after 8th edition.
Oh yeah,
so like I dropped heresy.
Did you really? How many people had signed up for it?
I lost my TO for like work purposes. Oh, okay. And there's like one other guy who was like, yeah, I might be interested in running into it, but like it just, like I said, from my observations from like heresy games and stuff like that, it kind of reminds me, I mean, it's not as unbalanced as 7th edition 40k, but it really reminds me of the little issues with it, you know what I mean? Okay. So I mean, it's not terribly unbalanced that like one of my squad of 20 gets a tow and cover during a charge, so I'm -2 in 1 initiative now, you know, like, so like, oh, that's kind of clunky. And then, you know, defining terrain, and this is ruins, so it's a 4+, but I also get this, so it's a 3+, and then I also get this, so it's a 2+. So they're sticking with that rule set for a while. I don't know what that's going to mean for our community up here.
Yeah, I heard there might like shift a little bit of a few things, because I think there wasn't like I think it was designed with 7th in mind, right? And then it didn't quite port perfectly over, but for the most part, from what I understand, it's going to be, you know, like a
30k was like the purest best form of 7th edition. It was like every army was pretty balanced. Every army was different. There was like a couple of things that could go wrong, and obviously, you know, there was more powerful stuff than other things. But yeah, it's just when you know you can be the better version of something. So like if I have 2 Ford Focuses and one looks way better, has better gas mileage,
one has a month-old yogurt rubbed into the upholstery,
and then up alongside it, I go ahead and I park like a new Lamborghini, and I'm like, hey man, you want to go ride in that Ford Focus? No man, I want to use a Lamborghini. It looks really fun, super fast, really sporty.
Well, maybe next year. Maybe the novelty will wear down. And
maybe. I mean, I think so. We have a pretty solid group of heresy players up here. There just wasn't much. They like doing like event things.
Oh, okay, like a big game or something.
Real narrative
more
stuff.
Historical.
Real fluffy things, which is good.
Sure.
Which is awesome. It's just I mean, if you look.
I know it's like you're running into a few weeks until it happens, but what do you think about doing like a big event for them? Or maybe it's just too late.
Well, man, I don't have the table space. Yeah, that's the crazy thing, because like I've had to expand 40k. War Machine made a really surprising reemergence. Oh, okay. And I had to up their tables. I think we now have more players for War Machine here than at LVO.
Oh shit!
Because we're up to like 16 or something like that. So it's still not great. Because they kind of killed their own game with some of the rules. But yeah, it's really surprising, because I always said to all of my TOs and like the community up here that after a couple of weeks of the tickets being on sale, I would start adjusting, or we would start adjusting where the tables would go based on sales, because I don't want to have like, hey, this like Age of Sigmar tournament has 30 players, but only 8 have registered. Sorry, all those 40k players waiting to play. You can't play on these empty tables. You know, I want their money. I want to pay for the damn hall. Right. So yeah, it's been really interesting seeing where it's going. Yeah, I'm hyped for it. It's gonna be a long weekend, but it'll be fun.
Oh, cool.
I'm off work like all next week.
Wow.
So
it's a prep. Yeah. So there's like a terrain rebuild nights and stuff like that.
Yeah, shit. I need to go. Was that Saturday or something?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing
scheduled
like
to do one of them.
Hey, new players, come! Don't be scared by stuff.
Oh, that's good.
I think, because I mean, 8th edition is fun, but there's also still the like the new players like the little pigs from the Three Little Pigs. This little piggy bit his fluffy list out of straw. And, the wolf huffs and puffs and blow it down.
Yeah.
Occasionally you get someone make it out of stone, but leg up. But anyway,
cool.
Yeah,
that's dope.
Let's take a quick break.
Yeah,
I'm gonna blow my nose, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about the best My Chemical Romance album ever.
Ooh,
yeah, I think it was anyway. Shit, I don't like that crap.
My Black Crusade.
Yeah, My Black Crusade romance.
The new Mark IIIA uses a ceramide overplus steel with a buttressed carbon composite frame.
What? Oh yeah, which one of those is it?
All of them.
Oh neat. Hey, is this a cup holder?
Yes, the driver's compartment has a cup holder as an optional accessory.
No way. Shut up. Cup holders?
Well, not everybody has a life support system. So for the exploratory group of mortals we felt,
Cup holders? I'll take it.
Mark IIIA also has a traditional quad thermoreactor.
Hey, do you think I could try it out?
Well, of course, the ignition is on the dash right.
I brought my favorite travel mug. I got it in this amazing bakery in the Segmentum just outside of Armageddon a few years back. Oh my gosh. Perfect fit.
So anyway, as you can see, the new Mark IIIA has a power coupler interface in the top hatch to allow for modular weapon components that can be...
Does this have a heater in it? I hate it when recaf gets cold. If the coffee holder had a heater, that would just make my day.
We hadn't considered that, as most chapters use a Stardate drivers, and most of you as Stardates don't drink recap. But I suppose we could build you something.
Great, you tech priests are the best.
Do you want to see the comms unit specs?
Nah, I'm good.
Is there anything I can...
No, we'll take 11 of them. Thank you. The Emperor protects.
Space Marines hate change. How'd you ever convince him to upgrade to the new Mark IIIA?
Cup holders, believe it or not.
Oh, cup holders.
Brand new Mars pattern Mark IIIA Rhino. New with cup holders.
Well, I didn't blow my nose, but I get some more water, so you get to enjoy this wonderful...
Have more liquid for later.
Wonderful thing.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk today. Our main topic is about... This feels like book club at this point.
Yeah.
Our main topic is about...
We've been doing like reviews, I think, like predominantly lately, or researchy things.
Yeah, but it's... actually it's been pretty good.
I think it's fun.
It's our niche. For like what a guy said that we were like his favorite narrative bullshit podcast. I'm like, man, now I have to go change all my business cards.
Oh fuck!
I gotta get
business cards.
Website. Yeah. But yeah, we're talking about kind of chaos, or at least the 13 Black Crusades.
Okay.
So Ted's like, I researched something else entirely differently.
So I thought I was supposed to look into gonorrhea and head lice and the correlation between the two.
No, that's the Black Crusades.
Okay. Damn it.
Not the Black Crusades. And Abaddon in a little bit as well, or Abaddon. Let's sort this out right now. How are we saying his name?
So I always, for the longest time I said Abaddon, but I hear the GW guys on the videos say Abaddon.
Yeah, but they're English, so it doesn't matter.
Well, it's their game.
Oh.
so I guess we kind of have to go with intent, right?
But also they call the custodes, and we famously called them custodes.
That's true. So I guess we should stick with that because it's a lot better sounding than custodes.
So Ezekiel Custode, because we're sticking with custode.
I don't know. What do you think? I mean, I'm okay with switching over, but
yeah, we'll figure it as we go along.
It's not like the nobe thing. That just like irks me.
Hilarious to me because as a British person or a Scottish person, knob means penis.
Yeah.
In the country where they make this damn game, there's a bunch of boys led by a giant penis.
Yeah.
It's accurate to teen culture in England and all that other kind of fun stuff. But yeah, it's.
I think like the argument I heard was like it's short for nobility. But I think even then,
that's a push.
Yeah, it's like the manga.
Yeah,
I haven't heard anybody say manga in a while.
I say manga.
Manga.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, what do you say?
Manga.
Yeah, that just sounds pretentious. It's like the extra. You mean the proper name sounds?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm just going for hate.
Or
today.
What was the other one? Anime. Somebody is it anime? I think I heard people say anime.
Anime. Oh.
Yeah, because anime is short for animation, which is an English word. And then they're trying to turn it into like a Japanese pronunciation of an English word.
So at a famous chain of coffee shops in this country and around the world, they have a drink called a strawberry acai refresher.
Oh, okay.
And I've heard it being called all things from an acai.
Oh, okay.
Acai. Like 15 different
What's the
ways
official way of saying
Oh,
it?
shit, I don't know.
Okay. I looked it up once, but I can't remember what it said.
I'm sure if I look it up phonetically, it'll come up, but you know.
Wow. They're still doing that? Like, that was like the flavor of the month for a while, and I haven't seen people.
Yeah, apparently.
Okay. It's still around.
Just a random concerned
Right.
citizen. I would not be sure, but there's multiple flavors. But yeah, so
we have Adobian.
the Adobe.
Yeah.
Adobe one. He is what I learned actually. Let's get right off track.
Oh god, I heard a really good pronunciation of his name.
Oh, what's
was
that?
it Phalbadon.
Phalbadon. Yeah.
I like that. Because he cannot win a Black Crusade.
Because he's done 13 Black Crusades. And back in the day, in like, 4th, 5th edition, it was the Imperium beat him, and it was like, I'll get you next time, Gadget. And like, he flies off into the sun.
He is Cobra Commander. I swear to God. That's what it comes down to.
He's doing the claw from Inspector
Yes,
Gadget.
but he actually has the claw.
Because the Imperium is Inspector Gadget blindly walking into luck. Yeah.
So an interesting Black Crusade. I guess Phalbadon hasn't done all of them. I don't think, because I think that the Black and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the Black Crusade is a general term for like a massive chaos crusade.
Yeah. So that's what I was going to say. Like one interesting thing I found is like a Black Crusade isn't necessarily Abaddon led.
Yeah.
Like the 13 Black Crusades were all Abaddon's 13 Black Crusades.
Oh, okay.
But there have been like many other minor Black Crusades.
Okay, so he did the 13, but there are others.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
Or like he was the driving force behind those 13. But like a Black Crusade, I guess, is just any kind of chaos crusade where a bunch of ragtags band together and kind of go out into real space to raid away.
Real space. Because I saw that there was like terms for the different gods. Like so, a Tzeentch campaign was called Advance the Inevitable.
Yeah,
and I think like
I saw that as well.
Yeah, what was
here?
The campaign of Subversion was Slaneesh's. I guess we can go into like, we'll hold off on those until we get to them. But
good, because I can't find them right now.
Okay, well I'll go into it now. So I think like it was kind of each god had their own way of tackling the campaigns.
Yeah.
And so with Slaanesh, it was called the Campaign of Subversion, and that was more of like an infiltration kind of a thing. Like they would send in cultists or adopt cultists in a region, and then they would start to like slowly turn the government over. So it was like a coup from within.
Yeah.
And then they would go in for the final push and take over an area.
But make it like super easy because everyone's already like, suck, fuck, fast, tired out from Slaanesh.
So it was like Gene Stealer cults.
Yeah.
So then Tzeentch would show up, and they had like these random little attacks. Like they would go after things like almost randomly. I couldn't quite tell if they were trying to say that there was like a master plan or not, like it's seemingly random, or if they actually were random. But that was like Advance the Inevitable, and they said that like that was like the kind of fate Weaver would take into like, all right, we'll make these attacks and see what happens. But I think that randomness doesn't seem to be as Tzeentchy.
So I don't think it's random attacks. Like it's kind of like
seemingly
it's
random
like
then.
a Terminator scenario.
Oh, okay.
Where like a Tzeentch Black Crusade will go and kill a farmer's child. Like a full legion of force will go like and murder this one family. Mm-hmm. But that's because his son's brother's uncle ends up being in the future someone who really hurts kids in a way.
Okay.
So there's like Loopers meets like Terminator.
This is master crazy plan, because they like transcend time and space, so it's easier for them to understand like the larger context. Like,
right, exactly. So like they look at the farm boy and then they kind of peek their head out the time and space ship. And they're like, oh no, he's really bad. Okay, kill him now when he's young.
Their magic school bus time ship.
they terminated the magic Tzeentch bus.
Somebody please paint this up.
Oh yeah. If all we do through a podcast is inspire people to take very expensive models and make them into our shitty jokes, then I am happy.
So the t-shirt will be coming soon.
Yeah, the magic Tzeentch bus. I really like that one. That's a super good one. Available probably from our new Spreadshirt store.
So then we have I think Korn.
Yep, the Tide of Blood.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And of course you could imagine like what that turns out to be. Blood-soaked earth and piles of skulls turned into public art.
Damaging seals all over the frickin' place.
Return to Armageddon. And then lastly, we have the Warhost of Nurgle uses the Campaign of Entropy.
I thought it was the Triumph of Decay. was kind of what the Black Crusade was there.
I'm sorry. I guess that wasn't the name. It was just the words I used to describe it. But yeah, so he said.
Yeah, they do use entry. That's their main thing. They don't use any fancy time and space ship. They don't use any kind of, it's blood skulls. They don't fuck their way to the top. They just arrive with their troops and deal out mortal wounds to everyone around them, like the whole time.
It's weird. Like I think like you're reading through this because I think when we did the Death Guard review, like that was kind of like the way they operated, which was kind of basically that, like slowly wear somebody down to where like they just like can't stand it anymore, and then they finally say yes. It's.
I like to think of Nurgle like that friend you have from college who's crashing on your couch.
Yeah.
You're like,
I hated that friend.
I mean, it's super nice. I'm really, I'm happy I can help you out, man. But it's been 2 months and it's 3 p.m. and you're on your underpants on my couch in the living room.
Yeah, I told you to chip in for food.
Yeah,
you didn't.
Why did you use up my bandwidth? It's that Nurgle in the 21st century.
He's the lazy roommate.
Not
roommate, couch guy. He's the lazy couch guy.
The lazy couch guy. But yeah, that's kind of like your 4 deity based crusades. And then
I think the last god is just the Indominus Crusade. I think it's just
the Indominus Crusade.
Ooh. Snap burn.
No, Girly Man just being permanently pissed off at things is fantastic. Like just the Dark Imperium, but like not made my way as much as I wanted to. But it's essentially he's just getting really pissed off at everything. Calgar's getting pissed off.
Wow.
Primaris are like men, children. It's like
little snowflakes.
They talk like Drax the Destroyer from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, really?
Like, it's like, why would you put your finger to my throat? Like that kind of thing. They're just like super dumb. They don't get any concepts. But hey, that's 10,000 years of stasis for you.
Yeah.
But a Black Crusade is lots of things together.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not just men or tanks or demons.
Yeah.
You have
Titan or demon fused Titans.
You have demon fused Titans. You have kind of
black
space
ships.
fleets.
No, black. What was the Blackstone fortresses?
Blackstone fortresses. We'll get more into those. But yeah, they have space fleets. They have like cults to follow them, lieutenants who kind of help keep the War Masters or the kind of the head of the Black Crusades orders going because being chaos, a lot of infighting. And like a lot of I will murder you, so they need people kind of on the ground to kind of.
I think they were saying that that's what ruined most of the Black Crusades, right? Like, was that they all the infighting, all the subversion, and that's like what Abaddon was best at, was kind of like trying to bridge that gap. Although he didn't always succeed.
No, he did. But let's kind of talk about Abaddon's Black Crusades. Okay. Because there's a lot. Holy crap, there's a lot.
Oh, jeez.
Crusade the First. About Millennium 31. It's pretty close to Horus dying. Pretty close to the events on Terra. So Imperium's still kind of reeling. Abaddon has kind of managed to get all of the Chaos Gods on his side. So he has kind of everyone like, okay, you're kind of Chaos Undivided, go. You're like you're Archeon for this thing,
Okay.
So he goes for the first Battle of Cadia. Which, so
that must have been a cakewalk compared to now. Well, I mean, prior to now.
And they were pretty successful. I mean, they probably weren't expecting like a whole shitload of Chaos Space Marines to come fleeing out of the Iterra and attack Cadia.
That's happening.
But the main purpose of this one, and this is kind of where the retcon comes in, is that Gaze Workshop has moved it from, and he failed and went back into the void. It was like, no, he had 13 specific missions he needed to pull off in order to do the giant heist. It's like Ocean's 11 with tentacles. So in this one, he was given Dracnian, his demon blade. He found it on the planet. Where is it? The planet, the world of Uralan.
Yeah.
And he kind of went through a haunted labyrinth.
So is this the first MacGuffin device that he has to get?
Yes. Okay. Yes. So he gets the first test of chaos. So he gets the sword from there. And that really helps bind everyone around him because like the demon sword kind of gives him demonic power and strength, and everyone kind of rallies around him like, okay, yeah, you're the War Master now.
Wow, He-Man can wield the sword of Grayskull. Like him.
It so is He-Man and Prince Adam. So yeah, he went from Prince Abaddon to He-Man. With a sword, which was demon infused. It was pretty rad.
So I guess he's really more like Skeletor.
Well,
but with Castle or sort of Grayskull or whatever.
Yeah, with Skeletor. Oh, man, that's a scary thought. Holy crap.
Well, I just think of like
8-year-old me is crapping myself right now.
The way I always thought He-Man was like this like weird like Aryan white supremacist, because if you look at like Skeletor, he had like all the minorities, like in a way. So I was like, maybe Skeletor is the good guy, and like He-Man is like this clan member.
Yeah, Skeletor's pro-union.
Yeah, yeah. So maybe Abaddon or Abaddon or Failbadon is actually like.
Well, it's Ezekiel. We're on okay terms now.
That's right.
So Crusade the Second was kind of. I mean, it's more of a battle. I mean, if you read the description of what a crusade is, where just a bunch of chaos comes together and attacks at once, then it's a crusade. Sure. But it's just on my favorite place, the Corona sector. No, I'm sorry, the Bella's Corona sector. He kind of cursed that sector, so there was like little pockets of warp everywhere. And he ended up destroying.
It's adorable.
Yeah, it was like a shipyard for the Imperium, so he destroyed the shipyard, destroyed a ton of their ships, and then before they could fight back, he just like goes peace. Leaves out, so like it was very little resistance. Yeah, and this is kind of when we're getting back into the idea that there are specific targeted strikes. Again, he's not Failbadon if you view it as like 12 specific missions or 13 specific missions to achieve specific
so
goals.
If you retcon it and give him participation awards, then it's okay. He's getting better eventually.
Absolutely, we'll get more into retconning when we get to the 13th Black Crusade.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So good. The third Black Crusade, he sends someone in his stead. He doesn't really go. It was a demon prince. Got sent against the Akkadian Gate in kind of like just a full-on assault. Like it wasn't tactical. It wasn't planned. It was just like send all of your bodies there. There's like millions die. Draws attention from Guard, draws attention from Space Marines, from all over the Imperium. And then Space Wolves come, and they manage to kind of banish the Demon Prince back to the warp.
Okay.
However, when all this stuff is going on, Abaddon kind of sneakily leads a little dedicated strike force in to desecrate a shrine world.
So they go and pee on it.
Yeah, they go pee on it. They break the fucking seal again.
Oh.
Chaos and seals. I mean, it doesn't work out. They destroy the remains. And it was Gerstal, the shrine world. Yeah, so
I don't know that one.
Like it's this crazy thing that like they're sending these demons and these armies and these millions of people to Cadia. Be like, hey, look at me! Like everyone's dying. There's bloodshed. Korn's probably loving it. And then Abaddon's really just like, let's go pee on bones. And they like go take a dump on some guy's bones and kind of desecrate it, break a seal.
Yeah.
After
take that.
After Fracture Beltan, just chaos destroying seals is not fun for me whatsoever. But that's all he did.
Okay.
That's all that one was.
And he left. So he won. He got his little cookie.
Yeah,
his participation award and
just
left.
Imagine like all the Space Wolves like, yes, hooray, we won this fight for the third time. Ha ha ha. Wait, what? Who pooped on her? Who pooped on the saint?
Oh my gosh.
Well, why would they do that? That makes no sense. So I like that kind of confusion that it brings out there.
Yeah. Well, I do like the story better that way. I guess having those little MacGuffins and having those little like Final Fantasy objectives.
It's like, nice. Haha, see, you thought that this was my real objective, but this is my real objective. Yeah, it works out pretty well, you know.
Sure.
I always win when I keep changing the angle. So the fourth Black Crusade, and we're about 2,000 years now in the future. So these four being over 2,000 years, is against the Great Citadel of Cromarch. He personally leads the charge against giant, unbreachable adamantium gates.
And he pees on them and they fall down, and that was it. They leave.
Well, only 1 in 10 of Abaddon's kind of spearhead of Terminator bodyguards actually makes it to the gate. That's how impenetrable and impregnable the city is.
Yeah. Is this isn't on Cadia, is it? Or where is it?
Don't believe so. No, like very few of the battles have actually taken place on Cadia.
Okay. Because that's supposed to be like the first stop once you get out of the Eye of Terror.
Yeah, and that's kind of
why Cadia is like so heavily armored.
It's based on the old idea that Cadia, like, that's the only place they could exit, so let's put all of our guns there.
Yeah.
Kind of like in Pacific Rim, you know, where like the Jaegers can only, you know, they are all located in Australia because that's where they got to go to attack the thing. Whereas now it's kind of like, it's the pylons. They got to protect the pylons.
Okay.
But he used his demon sword, his Draconian. They split apart like wood with his sword. So like you have these Wolverine style adamantium doors, like no one's surviving, and then Abaddon just comes up and stabs it with his sword, and the doors die.
Okay. I can't take any more, boss. Fucking door.
So what happens then is the Traitor Legions and all the demons and everything, they all rampage through this giant city and murder everyone. This specifically says that their ancient line is extinguished for Cromark and his kin and his allies.
Oh, wow.
So maybe this was like this ancient crusade where it's like, hey, this Cromark guy could be pretty troublesome in the future. Go take care of him now.
Okay. That makes sense. Like,
because like I said,
that way.
Because he's the kind of the champion of all chaos, then he's got to do something for every god.
Okay.
But that was number 4. So I guess depending on how you look at it, we're 4 for 4 in wins.
Okay. Or 0 and 4
for
a retcon. Yeah.
Like pre 2009, they're 0 to 4. Post 2012, they're 4 now.
Okay.
So it's looking pretty good so far. So, oh man, 5th Black Crusade in the Elysia sector with my favorite Elysian guards who I have not spent all week answering questions about.
Can my Gretchen count as Elysians? They're really good in this edition.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, just stop proxying for good models. Just buy the damn models. You can afford your money. But he goes on raiding attacks through hundreds of worlds in the Elysia sector. Again, trying to draw out the Space Marines, and he gets the Warhawks and the Venerator chapters, and he lures them to kind of the ruins of this place where he traps them between kind of demonic hordes of Khorne and the Black Legion. The both Loyalist chapters are utterly destroyed. I mean, we can kind of see it happening when it's 2 chapters I've never heard the name of.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's not like the Ultramarines and the Blood Angel showed up. They're like, oh, fuck, the Black Legion's screwed.
It's the red shirts and the Poyo shirts.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure the Venerators
Royo?
are a red armored band.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're otherwise out, and all of their skulls are taken by Doombreed. Yes. And
do they have a model for Doombreed?
Do they have a model for Doombreed?
Do they?
I don't think so.
I've never heard of Doombreed.
But yeah,
Kind of sounds like Doom Rider.
Placed them all on Khorne's throne.
Oh, that's adorable.
Which you have to imagine is like, I don't know, like
2,000 skulls. That's a lot of skulls.
At this point, it's like a cat taking you a dead mouse. It's like,
oh yeah.
I mean, I know you mean well, and I shouldn't, but no, I don't want any more.
Yeah,
I get it. You kill things. Blood and skulls. Oh man.
Do you think he has a favorite? You know, like
a favorite
skull. You know, like
favorite skull.
Yeah, you know, like Khorne's got to have like a favorite. He's like, God, I really like the way this cup's in my hand. You know, it feels really nice.
I like to think it's like from one of his first Bloodthirsters. It's like a really poorly carved skull, so it's all like shittily done, and it's all like marked and stained and everything. Okay. But it means it's special because it was the first one.
Okay.
It goes right under his ballsack.
Just right underneath the berries.
Yeah, it itches them. The itching pleases Khorne.
Why now it's gonna be like rounded down. Nice and smooth. It used to be jaggy.
But not anymore.
It's like a cat's tongue.
The 6th Black Crusade. I mean, I know I'm just powering through this list here, but that's okay.
There's a lot of fucking crusades.
There's a lot to go through.
A lot of fail.
It was Black Legion on Black Legion. Oh. So the Imperium was very barely involved.
Oh, shit.
The Sons of the Eye, who are like a splinter group of the Black Legion. They're all Sons of Horus.
This kind of sounds like the like groups in Fallout. Like, we started a religion based off this eye, the Sons of Eye.
Yeah, he was. They were commanded by the Chaos Lord Drakarth the Sightless, which I don't really follow a guy called the Sightless. Come on now. But he was super jelly of how Horus loved Ezekiel and not him. Like, why can't you love me, Dad? Oh, I love you too. I can do all these kinds of cool stuff. So Abaddon kind of visited, like. During the Crusades, okay, guys, let's all go attacking together. Yeah. And then when they were attacking a Forge World, they fought side by side and they killed all of the kind of Mechanicus guys there. And then as they're kind of doing their Star Wars stand at the end, when they're like, you know, being given their medals, you know, for a battle well done, Abaddon kind of turns around and really slowly kills Drakrath.
Oh shit!
I like to imagine he just like takes one claw and just very, very slowly pushes it into his chest, like over the course of like 3 minutes, and you get that whole like nails on a chalkboard sound the whole time. Like,
claw against bone.
The Sons of the Eye didn't really care their boss was dead; they just wanted the chalkboard to stop. And then yeah, he impaled him with the Talon of Horus. Even he made every single Son of the Eye bow before him. Like, okay, please don't fuck with me again, because this will happen to each and every one of you. So, ulterior motives.
So they're around. That's a thing. You could be the Son of the Eye or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're not really around anymore. They're all, just Black Legion now.
Oh, okay.
But I do like, again, this specific purpose here was like it could be viewed as, okay, I have this asshole little upstart Legion on my side.
Yeah.
Let's go crusading. When you take Old Yeller out to the shed.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So it's like, where'd all the enemies go? And I'm like, he's my imbecile now. So yeah, no more. He kind of reformed it, like what's the word I'm even thinking of? He like kind of kicked his Legion into line. Like, okay, fuckers, no more splinter groups.
So he was the Commissar of Chaos.
Yeah.
Commissar of Chaos.
You kill one guy to keep the morale for the rest of them.
Yeah.
See, it's fluffy to have conscripts in my chaos. Oh, man. So
they were the Sons of the Eye, right?
Sons of the Eye.
I want to see their color scheme.
Oh, you do? I would imagine like the teal of like the Sons of Horus.
Oh, okay.
Or no, was that Luna? No, Luna Wolves weren't teal.
Oh gosh, this is tragic because I think like okay, they're black and gold. Oh
boring. Man, just like the Black Legion.
They were already there, or maybe maybe that was. Okay. Well, they have like a heresy. Horus heresy. It looks like they were kind of like a grayish gunmetal at one point with gold, and then they went all whatever. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
Hi there. Hey, look. Hi.
That's pretty much the Sons of Horus. Look.
Yeah.
And the coolest Black Crusade by far was the 7th Black Crusade.
Oh yeah? Why is that?
Yeah.
They started a band?
Known as the Ghost War.
Okay.
It was in the 37th millennium,
cool.
so we kind of moved along a huge bit here.
Mm-hmm.
Abaddon kind of Scooby-Doo sneaks in and steals some Eldar artifacts from the Mechanicus.
Oh.
You know, as you do.
Yeah. You could just take them from the Eldar, but why not?
Fucks off again before the Imperium can kind of fight back. Like, no, I'm done. I just want to steal these 2 Eldar necklaces, I guess.
So what's the cool part? Like, I mean, that's cool, but...
The Blood Angels respond.
Okay.
When I say the Blood Angels respond, their entire chapter goes to the planet.
Okay.
And so this is when you're like, okay, then it's not so much a given as what's going to happen. Now, I've heard of this chapter. Mm-hmm. This one's quite famous. And they even come with other Space Marines to back them up, red shirts, should we say. But they're outgunned. They're totally getting wiped by the Black Legion.
Okay.
Abaddon like rips apart one of the Blood Angels captains, like just like Horus did to Sanguinus, to just be like, fuck you. And then the Ravagers, they lost their entire 7th company. They're getting like Imperial fist treatment here with all these kind of Space Marine legions.
Okay. The Ravagers?
Yeah.
Okay, that's another one I haven't heard of before.
There's a Reclusiarch with the Blood Angels who decided that the Death Company of the Blood Angels, famously level-headed beings. When death and stuff is around, they don't kind of get them right. All of this loss was causing their Death Company to grow hugely in size.
Okay, hugely.
Hugely, yeah. They
just trumped it.
It's bigly Death Company. And then what they did was they went for weeks and they made these little attacks and they stretched the Black Legion out and like made their line super super thin. And then the Blood Angels just murder fucked their way through all of the Black Legionaries. And until the Death Company were actually locking blades with Abaddon.
Oh wow!
In battle.
Yeah.
In the midst of it, the Reclusiarch, he fought the Abaddon.
Okay.
To try and avenge his nearly extinct chapter because of all the fucking murder that happened. But almost the entirety of the Honor Guard were destroyed. Abaddon actually was gravely wounded by the Reclusiarch. In the aftermath of this, the Black
Gustav
Legion,
the Reclusiarch.
Gustav.
Gustav.
After the battle, the Legion kind of really rallied around. They murdered the last of the Death Company.
Holy shit!
Yeah, they were like, okay, we figured out your tactics. We know how to fix it now. The Reclusiarch was murdered. And then the Karkadons kind of jumped out of the warp and like, huh, we're here. Space sharks.
Yay!
Where'd everyone go? But everyone had already left. All that was left was kind of like just bodies everywhere.
Okay.
And then
dead bodies everywhere.
Yeah, all of the corpses had their progenoid gland ruined, so they couldn't, they couldn't re-gene seed, apart from the Death Company, who were left intact apart from their fatal wounds.
They were like, go and repopulate with these guys.
They were stripped of their armor. They were made thrones, and every single member of that Death Company and their Reclusiarch got honored by Abaddon for landing a blow on him.
Whoa!
So they saw this like idol thing there. It says here, above them all, however, for achieving the honor of leaving the War Master of Chaos scars he wears even to this day, a claim very few can boast. Boast. So yeah, that's why it's super cool, because like I said, they lost to die, but Abaddon was like, yeah, I respect you guys today. I remember when we were brothers. Okay, I'm not going to murder you guys. Fuck those guys, but you guys are good. And I really want to see what kind of like weird ass power armor throne he's making to put them up. I mean, it's probably going to be grotesque, but the fact that none of the bodies were mutilated or kind of taken care of at all, it was like very, I guess, high honor.
Oh,
it's like you will die, but you'll live
this
on.
Was the 7th Black Crusade?
This was the 7th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
We still have 6 to go. I know. So do you find anything about the red shirts?
Oh,
sorry, the Rampagers.
The Ravagers.
The Rampagers.
They just look like, I mean, they're corn berserkers. They look just like corn berserkers.
The corn berserkers, but Imperial.
Yeah.
Remember, kids, corn berserkers.
Oh, maybe that was. Maybe I spelled it wrong. I thought it was Ravagers.
No, it was Rampagers.
Rampagers. Okay, that's what I didn't look that one up.
So
now I was like going through to see
like Rampage.
Okay, so that was oops. If I can spell right. Rampagers.
Please allow me to die in the corner over here.
It wants to autocorrect all these words. GW doesn't English. It looks like a red thing with like a fist with a lightning bolt.
That's hilarious. That is a red. So another red shirt Legion gets murdered. Or Legion chapter.
They were wearing provocative clothing. Okay, so this is them right there.
That's a blood angel with a lightning bolt.
Basically,
yeah. Red shirts.
Yeah.
So our 8th Crusade, he gets kind of back to Zinchine ways.
Okay.
They started doing ritual sacrifice, and they're calling it the Skull Gather, which is like wildly unimaginative.
Oh, okay.
We're doing gathering skulls. Make it sound cooler. Skull Gather. Yeah. So they're killing specific numbers of people on specific worlds and arranging the bodies in specific patterns.
Okay.
Which ties up hundreds of bureaucrats in the Inquisition and drives them insane trying to figure out what the fuck they're doing.
Okay. They create an optical illusion to where it looks as though you're looking at a building, but really it's a 2-dimensional shape.
Yeah.
Until you turn the corner and then it's a 2-dimensional shape. Right?
Yeah.
I've seen those on the internet.
So the
sidewalk chart.
The Imperium was too busy chasing his like Abaddon's fleet to realize what the hell he was doing.
Okay.
But this crusade ended with one of the Tag Magi being sacrificed in the gears of the Forge World, just to please Zinch.
Oh.
But I like to think
it's like the Great Wall of China
that they like sacrificed him to figure out what the fuck they were doing with the cipher.
Okay.
When really it was like, dude, I was just fucking with you. There was really no like kind of plan or anything beyond that there.
Yeah.
It was purely just fucking with you.
Oh, okay.
Why did you do 80 guys and each one was like, I swear to God, I didn't realize it was 80. That was a coincidence and I'm sorry. Yeah. So that was number 8. 9. Oh man.
What?
They went to a naval fortress. It was kind of
they had a battle.
A base for Imperial ships, kind of checking out the Eye of Terror for any activity and everything.
They stole the girls' panties.
Yeah, Abaddon kind of does the mature thing, and massacres the entire population of a really populated world. That gives most of their recruits to the naval fortress.
Oh.
seen you in a way. Be like, okay, refill your fortress now, fuckers. I killed all of your recruiting world. And what that did was it helped open up new routes for the Chaos fleet to kind of get out, because before they were kind of limited, like we can't get out here because there's this like station that's kind of blockade. But if they kill all the crew for the station, they can't really refill it. So it kind of opens up some other things.
Probably even take the ships.
Success.
Way to go.
Wimbledon continues.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
This is rewriting history. I don't like it.
That's what I do. During our 10th Black Crusade, he pulled in the Iron Warriors and the fucking Primarch in Perturabo to attack your Iron Hands.
What?
In their homeworld. They barely hold on, but I mean they're still in the fluff, so I'm assuming they survived. But just Abaddon and Perturabo kind of leave, and they're like, we learned a lot about your defenses today.
Okay.
Typical Perturabo move of like throw thousands of bodies and be like, yeah, I see that weakness now, and then he kind of leaves.
Oh, okay.
And that's
maybe he comes back.
Yeah, they had severe casualties for the Iron Hands. Severe augmentation time. Servo arms on everything.
It's extra gym membership day. Go down to the Mechanicum.
Membership is free when you have 2 limbs or less.
Yeah.
So lots of free memberships. And most of their system is destroyed. Like so the Iron Hands are kind of crippled for a while. But yeah, that was kind of, again, just kind of prodding at the bear to see where it would move and how it would react. For our 11th, our 11th Crusade, Abaddon gets caught in a warp storm and ends up in some random planet where they find orcs.
Okay.
A 3-side war breaks out between Abaddon and orcs and the Imperium. And he takes a bunch of orcs as prisoners. Ooh. And then he leaves the humans left over in this random ass world to deal with the rest of the orcs.
Okay.
He later kind of
humans being cultist or being imperial.
The imperial.
Okay.
Is that here? Deal with orcs. There you go. And then it's found out later that they're experimenting with the orcs' warp connection to see if they can make like kind of orky demon hybrids.
Ooh.
So yeah.
So this is like a retcon of the old GW fluff of like what is it, like
they're immune,
Corn Storm right? Boys.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Back in the day, there was Chaos Orcs.
Yeah.
So.
And then they kind of retconned that away when they were like, yeah, it can't be affected. Sorry.
And then they brought it back when they brought out was it Demon Hunters, and then they got rid of it again. It's back and forth. The yo-yo of Chaos Orcs.
I know the last 2 Black Crusades, the 12th and the 13th, and kind of that's where most of
that's recent history.
The cool stuff comes from. The 12th was the board game Battlefleet Gothic. That was the entirety of that game, was the 12th Black Crusade.
Okay.
Abaddon leaves to go get Blackstone fortresses. There's like 9 old Eldar technology. And then spoilers, he ends up with like.
Is it actually
3.
Eldar technology?
It's old Eldar technology taken over by the Imperium.
I always got the impression that it was like unknown, like from the.
Well, I read that they took it from like the Imperium took it from the Eldar.
Okay.
Yeah. So here, Blackstone fortresses are space-based super weapons forged by the Elder Smith god Val to destroy the Necron star gods.
Okay.
So they're designed to kill Satan.
Okay.
Back in the kind of the War of the Old Ones.
Crazy. I heard one guy's description of them. It was saying that they're like, it's like the Death Star without any weak points.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Holy shit.
After kind of the Eldar
kind of a pile of these, huh?
After the Eldar fucked themselves to death and they kind of went away, the Imperium found them. And they're like, man, these seem really freaking rad. Let's move all of our stuff in there. And
they had a hard time, like, I think the Imperium, they had a hard time running the Black stuff.
Because it's like ancient Eldar technology.
There's like rooms they couldn't go in, they couldn't understand.
Yeah, and rooms that they go trapped in.
Chaos didn't have a problem with it, huh?
Yeah, no. They found some artifacts. Like Abaddon found like a little trinket. Maybe some of those Eldar trinkets he stole from the previous crusade.
Oh, okay.
To kind of help him control the Blackstones super easy. So that's why kind of in that Battlefleet Gothic game we saw Chaos had Blackstone fortresses, because that was kind of
what was that? Was that the movie like from the 80s, the Flight of the Navigator or whatever?
Yeah.
Dude, didn't that guy have like some trinket that operated the ship or something? Or am I remembering that wrong?
I think so. It's been so long since I've seen that one. Holy crap. But yeah, Chaos was in the game. Chaos was like the balanced force, so they didn't do so great. But yeah, they had some great weapons.
So that was
game.
12.
That was 12. And now we have 2 13s.
Okay, 13A and 13B.
13A and 13B.
Okay.
13A was kind of the original timeline. where Games Workshop ran our worldwide campaign. I was
I was part of that.
Hey, this is our 13th Black Crusade. You decide what happened. Send in your battle reports.
Okay.
And this was before like huge internet trolls. So when they were sending in the results, they were mostly accurate. But it turned into the worldwide event. It was weird. So the Imperium ended up at the end of the campaign controlling the space and the skies over Cadia. 100%. Like no arguing. Chaos controlled the planet because it was like separated out, like in the way you send in your reports. Yeah. Okay. Like if you play like Battlefleet Gothic, then that was for space, and so the Imperium, which in the Battlefleet Gothic game had like a way stronger fleet than Chaos.
Okay.
Won the space battle, and then in the Warhammer 40k game, where Chaos had the stronger army, they won the ground battle. And also, it turned out there was a group of 3 guys communicating online, according to legend, coordinating the Chaos assault. So for maximum efficiency. So at the end
so there was like their own little AOL chat room back in 1999.
Yeah, exactly. So essentially, at the end of the 13th Black Crusade, the Tau Empire doubled in size. Abaddon controlled the entire surface of Cadia. Nids ate everything. It was not really a great place to leave the story. At all, because you're like, okay, so Abaddon and the entire Black Legion controls the planet, but we control space. Why don't we just exterminate the planet? And, and other stuff, such plot holes, or like virus bombs, or like everything like that. So there's kind of things there. So there was a slight recall where maybe they didn't. Maybe that's not what happened. And we saw that kind of like 5th, 6th edition coming in.
Yeah. Well, maybe the squats were eaten by the Tyranids.
Well, they were. Oh, they're also called the Demurg.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was essentially taken away.
Okay.
And that's kind of Black Crusade 13A, where they're successful, but not really. I mean, Jesus Christ, this is just kind of like a common theme going through the whole thing. They were successful, but they weren't successful.
In their weird kind of way.
Yeah. They took Cadia, but they had no way to defend it.
So they were politely asked to leave, and they did.
Yeah. And then we had 13 Black Crusade, option B, which just kind of concluded with our 8th edition reboot and our kind of triumvirate series from the end of 40k here. Yeah. Where Abaddon comes out, all guns flying.
This seems like it's one of the biggest ones, right? Is this the biggest?
This is Crusade? The big one. Okay. They come out,
it seemed like they were bombing every planet. They were everywhere. You couldn't like swing a dead guardsman without running into Black Crusade.
So the goal of the Black Crusade up into the retcon was to kind of get a foothold on Cadia so that they could kind of launch out of the eye easier.
Which is the most heavily armed planet in existence. Yeah. Even maybe more so than Terra.
After the retcon, the plan is to destroy Cadia because the pillars there are what is holding the warp back. And that's what we see with kind of the Great Rift now. Now that Cadia is destroyed, the warp is just kind of vomited out across the galaxy. And this is because Abaddon came in. He blew up Cadia. Rise of the Primarch. Oh, sorry, Fall of Cadia. Fantastic book we've been over already. It was successful. And in doing so, like I said, he opened up the warp everywhere, which in a storytelling perspective opens up so many more avenues. Because we went from a galaxy where we have the Eye of Terror, like on the far western fringe.
Okay.
We have the Maelstrom, which is kind of in the center, and then that's it. So unless your Chaos Space Marine Warband is already in real space, there's really technically only 2 places they can come out in force. I mean, sure, there's going to be like warp storms and things where your fleet accidentally goes here.
Yeah.
But there's only really technically 2 places that they have to heavily guard.
Okay.
Whereas now, they can come out of any point of this massive warp storm that covers the entire galaxy.
See, maybe that's like, technically like Chaos is supposed to be the arch, like space marine, like Imperium, like they were the answer to the Imperium, but when you only have like 2 exit points and Marines don't really travel into the warp to fight them, like it's basically like a really amazing game of defense. But I think like, and I didn't really realize or really think about that in the warp, time moves in the way you want it to. Like it could be like minutes before all of a sudden entire like like armada of ships was built. Something that would take like centuries for the Imperium to do. They could raise entire armies that didn't exist like a few minutes prior, just because time operates differently. You have like chaos worlds where like a demon could decide like, okay, I'm gonna make titans and lots of them, just like whatever the fuck I want to build, versus like the slowly moving
kind
Imperium.
of moves like a Benny Hill sketch where they're all just like moving around really quickly. But that would be like a really coul scene of just like a Chaos Lord slowly turning away and just like a super fast Titan rising up in the background.
Just like 3D prints. Done.
Yeah. And then those poor like servitor workers like spend millennia just like working on this thing that's over in a second to someone else.
Bzz, motherfuckers. Bzz.
But no, yeah, I found this here from the Eye of Terror campaign. There's 3 guys coordinating chaos all across the world via the internet in real life. The Imperium didn't have anyone set up on their side to do that. So Chaos was smashing the campaign up until the last week. Then the Imperium pulled a rather suspect minor victory. Like
Suspect?
Yeah, like GW was maybe like, oh, we didn't expect this.
Oh, okay.
People kind of were really going for Chaos to win so that, something new would happen. Or like the 40k timeline would progress. Because this was like the last big event.
Yeah. Connor.
Yeah, because they ran events pretty much every summer up until the 13th Black Crusade.
So we had Armageddon, I think. Previously.
I'm trying to pull it up here, like all the ones, because someone made a really good point about those events and kind of the issues that they had. But yeah, I'm having trouble finding them.
As far as I remember, there was just the 2, but I know they had a couple others.
They had a couple of fantasy ones as well.
Oh, okay. Maybe that was it.
But it was mainly kind of like, the thing is like nothing really happened. They're like, the campaign would be like, don't let the Lizardmen get this weapon or they'll be all powerful for the fantasy one. And then the Lizardmen won and got the weapon and they're like, oh, they're good guys. It's okay.
Oh,
yeah, they're
really?
good guys now. Yeah.
Oh.
And then Armageddon is like, oh, it's a draw. We're all good guys. Where I think what they're doing now with the Connor thing is like way smarter, because with an entire galaxy at your disposal, I don't really give a shit if like one system falls. Like I have my geographic niceness where it's close to McCrag. I mean, I know that. I'm like, okay, so we probably don't want to, but it's not like a named character. It's like the red shirt theory.
Okay.
If we're like, oh, you're fighting over the fate of McCrag, and I'm like, no, we're really not, because I don't think you're going to let us do anything major to your IP. It's just
was Connor made for this? I don't remember it ever.
Connor was made for this 8th edition.
Oh, okay.
Like the Nurgle Space Marine releases.
Oh, okay. So it didn't exist before.
No, and that didn't exist before that there. But that was kind of like the
holy shit,
the issue.
Well, I'm going through the wiki on it, and they have a crap ton of information on Connor. Okay, so Chaos or Space Marine Codex 5th edition, Dark Imperium, the Horus Heresy Book 5, so that's recent.
Yep.
No Fear novel by Dan Abnett, which that one's recent.
That's old. That's an
Is
old
it?
heresy novel.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Okay, but still part of the heresy.
Yeah.
So that's somewhat recent. Galaxy in Flames. That's a new one, right?
Yeah. Still heresy.
Week 2. Week 2 Connor and Imperial Victory on Connor. I don't know that one.
No, that's probably just Warhammer community articles. But I'm surprised. I mean, not surprised per se that they're like, oh, it's a known planet as before. I had the same issue kind of with
but I guess I'm not seeing it on like Sisters of Battle, like 2nd edition and stuff like that. I'm like,
it's
5th
recent.
edition is like the earliest
Cut off, yeah. But I mean, it's kind of cool that they're pulling all that stuff in and they're not just randomly inventing places.
Yeah, that is nice.
Because, like I said, the stakes feel high, but they don't feel high.
Okay.
Where so there's no disappointment there. So
Okay.
you're getting. It's not like because I played the Black Crusade as well. I'm sending in all my Space Marine victories. And like, yeah, Chaos won, but nothing changed. They're like, well, no, that shouldn't happen. Like where these here is like, oh yeah, the Connor system fell to Chaos. I'm like, yay. What's my next battle? Where am I going now? Because like there's a couple things about Connor in a couple old heresy books, but there's not going to be huge amounts everywhere. Yeah.
Next will be the Greg system.
The Craig system.
Yeah. The Tabitha system.
Yeah, Connor is an unfortunate name.
That's all right. Figure out a name.
I mean, how to give it a name, sure, but really, it's just like the leader of the resistance for T2.
Yeah. Maybe that's it.
Are you the Connor
Squashing
system?
Skynet.
Oh, man. But yeah, I mean, I like the fact that, looking at the Black Crusades, kind of getting back on track here.
Don't do that.
As a
Stop
whole.
it. You've been way too on track this whole time.
I have. It's been awful. But looking kind of at them as a whole, it's like I feel the main issues come with the word crusade, where people view that as kind of, oh, it failed as a crusade.
Okay.
Where, you know, like, because crusades have set, you know, specific, and everyone's viewing it as each crusade's goal is to get to Terra. Mm-hmm. And then when they retcon that a little bit, they're like, well, no, actually, you know, they're all for different things.
Okay.
There's kind of the complaining about that as well, because they're like, oh, that's dumb, because it was okay, but to have your main bad guy fail 13 times is pretty fucking dumb.
Yeah.
So there has to be, you can't retcon it in a way where you're like, none of these other 12 crusades happened, because that's way worse.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm.
So much worse. Because there's going to be people like attached to parts of that, like that 7th one, where like the Blood Angels are like made thrones, and you know, all everything's rad as shit. I don't want that to go away. I don't want that to turn into some random battle.
Yeah.
But you just got to view it as Abaddon's engagements are just a crusade is just a Space Marine chapter, or you know, or like the Dominus Crusade. A crusade is just a group of people put together. You know, so your Black Legion have a Black Crusade. It's just them and a bunch of other guys getting together and kind of going and fighting. It doesn't necessarily have to have this huge nefarious angle. I'm like, oh, you fail, you know. It's a specific success.
So you're saying go away from the participation awards and then just say that you had a crusade and it failed would be better than introducing like these like, oh no, there was a career motive. And so because it seems like in a lot of ways like the crusades, like if the end goal was to desecrate the bones or was to, you know,
pee
like
on the martyrs,
steal the sorority's underwear, then that's more of like a tactical objective versus like a crusade where you're looking for like a total obliteration or
pick
like
up the Jesus Christ Adrenochrome. It's an Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah. So I guess it is like, yeah, I see what you mean. Where like crusade,
the term crusade is wrong.
Yeah, because I think of like the Crusades, like back in like the Dark Ages, where they were trying to like get rid of the Muslims or something like that. Like there wasn't a tactical objective.
2016.
Well, okay, so there's the Bush Crusades, but yeah, there's like I guess like one was for total dominion or to wipe out or to extinguish this thing or these people or whatever versus like, all right, let's go steal this one thing. So tactical versus dominion.
Tactical crusades and not like be all and end all. So I think if they just called it something else, I mean, one, it wouldn't be so grimdark, so it wouldn't be quite as cool, but I don't think there would be like if they called them like real space incursions, well shit, that's Dark Eldar. But you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like no one says like, yeah, there's like 75,000 failed real space incursions from the Dark Eldar. You know, it's not, they achieve something each time. I'm excited to see some orc chaos hybrids. You know what I want to see is a model of an operating table with an orc on it, being stabbed with a demon-infused sword to try and put that demon into the orc. Yeah. I don't know. I think that would be rad as shit.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's going to be bizarre, like all the weird things that they would end up doing to make orcs more orky. I would like to see it backfire and turn into like there's like a demon prince of Mork.
Demon prince of Mork.
That'd be awesome.
Oh man, he would be cunning though.
Yeah.
Well, he would be brutal. But they would both be both. My favorite thing. But yeah, that's What did you have to add here? I kind of just talked for an hour.
That was I think like, you know, I got to just basic ideas. I think you got a lot of most of the detail. I don't know, like the Crusades. I think just like looking through it, like it just felt like there was a lot more to it than meets the eye. And I think like, you know, one of the first things that I learned was like that it wasn't just Abaddon that was doing Black Crusade. Yeah. So I learned a little bit more about like what a Black Crusade was. I think like the retcon, like as you were talking about it, I think I kind of made a little bit of peace with it.
Yeah.
With the idea that instead of him just like failing constantly, you know, I do like the idea where it is like these little tactical objectives, and it does, I think, kind of make like this last one feel a little bit more grandiose. Like there's a lot more at stake, I mean, I still have to consider it a little bit more because I'm still kind of on the fence. But I'm now, instead of being like in one camp, I'm on the fence. So I got to figure out like where do I feel about this whole
other
thing.
Black Crusades. The Rogel Dorn, Primarch of the Imperial Fists.
Okay.
was killed while stopping a Black Crusade by an unknown force.
Oh, okay.
Shortly after the heresy.
Uh-huh.
A champion of Khorne led a Black Crusade to conquer the world of Emlar.
Oh.
And it sends the demonhood because I guess he did a good job.
Okay.
Give Papa Khorne
There
the
you
right
go.
skulls.
Uh-huh.
There was the Jihar the Lacerator, which is my new wrestling name.
You go practice on your wife tonight.
Yeah. He inspires uprisings before an unexpectedly sudden defeat. So he's just like, yeah, let's go. Woo, let's go, guys. Yeah, no, fight up and shoot that guy. And they're
Trip
like,
down the stairs.
no. Yeah. Just defeated. And then the Black Crusade of the Destroyer. The Destroyer is a demon of Tzeentch. Possessed a blood angel, Captain Leonidas.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, the Destroyer sounds more like a Khorne demon lord. But I really like it because like on the tabletop now, if I'm feeling a bunch of random Chaos Space Marines that aren't Black Legion, I feel like this is my Black Crusade. So narratively, that makes sense to me now. So if I have like my Khorne Berserkers fighting alongside my cult, fighting alongside my demon engines and my demons and all this other stuff, like, well, it's just a Black Crusade.
Oh, okay.
Don't
hate.
Don't hate, bro. It's just a Black
fluffy.
Crusade. It is super fluffy.
Yeah.
And that's the thing to kind of keep in mind is,
I think like one of the other thoughts that I had, like as you were talking about, like how the like it was really limiting on like the way you could play having 2 exit points for chaos. And I think like the equalizer, I think in having those 2 chaos, like those entry points, was the fact that like time and space operate differently for chaos, and so like chaos can come down and flood with near like virtually unending waves. And that's why you had like Cadia so well defended and so on. But there was still like a limitation to it, and I think like by having that limitation, like it didn't make chaos as scary. But I think like from a story perspective, like having the ability to flood any given point in time with any given amount of armament, and then having like this unending like this rift that is on a continuum versus like 2 finite points. Like now all of a sudden chaos is like scary.
Oh, for
like,
sure.
They could change the story at any point. I mean, granted it won't because like
because like the Maelstrom
50% of all players have a Space Marine army, I think statistically.
The Maelstrom, it's on the East Coast, pretty much. Now Terra's on the West Coast, but like a lot of the Tyranids, they were kind of the Northeast, so it didn't make huge amounts of sense. So yeah, the Gothic War was around there. The cool 7th Black Crusade kind of went around there. Yeah. But like if I'm a Tau player or a Tyranid player trying to make like a fluffy reason, like why is there a Black Crusade and why are my Tau here when they don't have warp travel? And they just I mean, there's obviously ways you can justify it to yourself, but
sure,
having the Chaos has a reach across the entire galaxy is like way better for me now. Way better. So if all that took is one horrible retcon, then
that's okay.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, for a story that's been around for 30 years, like how many times have the Marvel retconned like their universe?
God, so many
every
times.
few years.
Man, Brand New Day was awful.
Oh, really? I didn't see that one.
Oh, that was the Spider-Man one.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, okay, off track. Spider-Man unmasks as part of the Civil War storyline.
Oh, okay.
To show that, hey, I'm a trustworthy hero. And then his Aunt May is dying. So he makes a literal deal with the devil to save her. But then people forget that he's Spider-Man again. Oh. And he loses Mary Jane or something like that. But yeah, it was pretty bad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We'll forget that.
Was not great. But yeah, back to Warhammer.
You end up painting yourself into a corner, so I guess it's nice once in a while to change it. I guess like really, while thinking about like DC and Marvel and like a lot of the other storylines that have been around, like continuing to change, like as time goes on, like GW really has done a good job, I think, in like not retconning more. Yeah. Like because you do paint yourself into a corner. And you're like, well, fuck, I can't extend this arc anymore because we've already defined it all, and so sometimes you do have to go back and.
I think the interesting thing is now with our Cicatrix Maledictum, which is now our warp rift across the entire galaxy.
Okay.
It's good because chaos can get everywhere, but it's also bad because apparently most of the chaos forces went, yeah, we fucking won, we did it, yeah,
yay,
and then they all leave.
Oh.
So they're like, yeah, we already won. We're going to go raid and pillage by ourselves. So Abaddon's like, no, guys, I need you all now.
Yeah.
And like he kind of, so he doesn't have as big a force anymore. And that's kind of, that's kind of where he is at balls. He's like, fuck, Should never have done that.
Being a chaos player is like herding cats, or a kindergarten teacher.
I don't know why you would hurt kindergarten teachers. But, to each their own.
They're rough, man. I tell you.
So, what would a 14th Black Crusade be for you?
Well, shit. Well, it would be 13.5 or a B rather. Or I don't know. I guess we'll see now. Because it's still kind of continuing, right? Like in a way, like we're seeing the aftermath. So I think like some sort of order has to happen. Because like I would imagine like a Black Crusade happens when you least expect it, and when you think you have your ducks in a row, and like the Black Crusade comes and like shows you don't, right? Yeah. So I guess at some point like the Imperium has to get their ducks in a row, and then the Chaos has to come over and like run over a few of the ducklings with their car just to fuck it all up, right? I don't know.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the 14th Black Crusade right now is like, it's been set back a lot because Abaddon's kind of lost all of his forces because they just assumed that he won. Mm-hmm. It's been set back with the kind of the releasing of the Primaris around the galaxy because all of a sudden there's all these new guys to deal with that you're now. I like that it's back to the antiquated chaos, so they're not exactly the same. So like chaos relics or chaos tanks, are distinctly different than Imperial tanks, just in kind of look and feel and things like that. Mm-hmm. And the same with Marines. Now we're past the point of this is a Chaos Marine, I can tell because it has spikes on it. Mm-hmm. Like we're going to more of that antiquated aesthetic. So like that's
okay. It's like the heresy.
Yeah. It's like I said.
That is really cool.
Yeah,
I'm really enjoying. I think like the fact that we're seeing like Cataphractic Terminators in Chaos and like a lot of Mark III Marines and stuff like that. Because it was kind of weird. I mean, I guess like Mark 7 was around during the very end of the heresy, so I guess technically you could possibly, because I think didn't they take over one of the forge worlds that made
some of the newer marks of armor?
Yeah, but it wouldn't be as like pervasive as like a lot of the others. So that's dope.
And then just looking over, by the way, glancing at my White Dwarf over here at Mortarion, so rad. My favorite thing about the article here is they're saying when they painted him. They painted the outside of his robes to match his Forge World model.
Oh, cool.
And the red of his robes to match the old school Epic model. It's the same kind of red as there. And how his scythe and his, his lantern are not really weathered at all. They're all fresh.
Huh.
So, like, what kind of shit is in there? They don't get destroyed over 10,000 years. And, they're all fresh and clean, which I thought was a super interesting choice to make.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
That's cool. They're thinking about it.
Super rad model I will never own.
Yeah. Oh, man. See, I was starting like a orc, years ago.
Stuff,
yeah. And then, of course, like now that I can't ally them, like it's really backburnered. It was backburnered already, but I would love to be able to add Mortarion, like a orc version of Mortarion. Yeah, exactly.
Just make it a knob. That's fine.
I like that you say that he's just merely a knob and not a war boss. Like, orcs are so awesome. All he would be is a knob.
Mortarion would be a knob. What would the war boss be like? Freaking Stompa with like a child's toy head on it.
Right. This is my Reaver counts as knob. Or knob counts as Reaver.
Man, counts as.
Oh,
man. We're going to take a quick break.
Okay.
We're going to be back. We're going to talk about a little bit of shit about 30 years of 40K.
Okay.
Guys, does this sound familiar to you?
Not tonight, honey. I have a headache.
Of course it doesn't. You're a miniature wargamer. You haven't seen a lady till you're already a man. But if some down-on-her-luck dame finds her way into your home...
Daddy didn't love me.
Beat the excuse with generic aspirin, now made with 3% less animal bones. Generic aspirin. 3 million dead lab animals can't be wrong.
Oh, man. So I was just perusing through my new White Dwarf.
In the bathroom with the toilet paper.
Yep. So it's nice and stinky.
Some of the pages don't stick to, don't open.
Man, a lot of them do. Mortarion. And they have kind of, this article about 30 years of Warhammer 40K. Because right now it's 30. Did you pre-order the Primaris Veteran Sergeant?
He didn't really churn my butter.
He's not great, but I still got it.
Yeah.
I'm getting him because, I don't know. Interesting, unique models, right?
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, he's not really $35 worth, but what is nowadays?
He doesn't have a disintegrator combi weapon that you can use every turn. He's not free.
Yeah. He's 60 points now. That Imperial Space Marine. He's an Index 1.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
He's a 60-point
elite
choice.
He's not 15 points.
So sad.
Why use them?
So I just want to go through like some of these dates here. I'm not going to list it out like all the Crusades, but there's some cool.
Oh, they wrote down the Crusades in there.
There's some cool shits in here. 1986.
Okay.
The first miniature for 40K was produced.
Okay.
Which was a limited edition space work. Start as you mean to go on, right? Start with a limited edition.
Let me see which one that is.
Oh, they don't have a picture of it.
Oh, okay.
They just
I wonder
have,
if I have it. I mean, I didn't get it then. I got it later, but if it's the one I'm thinking
And then the year after, they released Rogue Trader. Or, Episode 1. The Phantom Menace.
Jeez.
And then, I didn't know this actually, but the year after that, in 1988, they released the first chapter approved.
What?
Yeah, Chapter Approved was released in 1988. It was the first ever supplement for Warhammer 40K. It included army lists for Eldar Raiders and what was to become the Imperial Guard.
Wow.
So I didn't quite realize that Chapter Approved had that kind of legacy.
No, I didn't. Yeah.
In 1990, Jess Goodwin and Rick Priestley laid the foundations of Craft World Eldar. With all, like, remember we talked about in our Eldar episode, like all of the history and the kind of the society and all of the groundwork that went into that kind of went in like almost 27 years ago. That's crazy.
Oh, nuts.
The first special characters. What year was that?
The first special characters?
Yeah.
Holy shit. That must, I'm guessing 95?
92.
92. Okay. So when second edition dropped and we got special characters.
It was a year before second edition.
Really?
Yeah. It was Commissar Yarrick and Gaskell Thraka.
Oh, I still have the Thraka model.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I think it's derp.
A little Macaroni aggression.
Yeah.
And then in 93, Tyranids come out with a second edition. And this was the first second edition was the first where they had like 80 miniatures in the box. There was like 2 tactical squads. There was like boys, grots, really rad cardboard ruins.
That box goes for like a complete box goes for a mint. On
I bet. Yeah, it's a beautiful box.
Which is, I mean, the models are horrible.
Technically, that cardboard dreadnought is still legal for gameplay. I'm just saying.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it was technically a model sit down released. And then the first ever codex. Who was the first ever codex?
I'm guessing it was. Wait.
For Warhammer 40,000. Give you a clue. It was for second edition.
Second issue, because technically they weren't called codexes, but there was like
approved.
Army books, like because I mean here we go, freebooters.
Yep.
Realm
of Chaos.
Yeah, Realm of Chaos. Like that was all. So those weren't classified as codexes.
The ones that are specifically classified as codexes. I didn't know this, but this was a surprise to me.
Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna guess at Angels of Death.
It was Space Wolves.
Really?
Space Wolves was the first codex for 40K. I'm like, I thought it would be like Ultramarines or something like that. Like nice, bland, get everyone started. But I guess if the rules, because remember, second edition rules were all in the box for everything. So yeah, they went far. 95, Eker 4. I remember Eker 4. It was their first worldwide campaign.
Okay.
It was
in 95.
It was Tyranids versus Ultramarines.
Okay.
Pretty much, and it was pretty rad. I had my Tyranids then.
So was that kind of guys showcasing the Tyranids a little bit still?
Yeah, okay. But still a little bit, because this was back in the day when your release schedule went over 2 years instead of 2 weeks. It spread my purchases out. Like I said, I don't think they've got more expensive. I think it's just been more congested in their release schedule. 97, first appearance of Sisters of Battle. 2000, first appearance of Tau.
Okay.
2002, first appearance of the Necrons.
Okay.
And then
in their modern form,
the first codex for Necrons, because before that they were like the little 3-unit thing in second edition.
Yeah, you had what the HQ, the lawn chairs, and then
and then 2008 Assault on Black Reach, one of the greatest starter boxes, because that dreadnought, that the captain was pretty rad,
and the Def Cop does.
Yeah, the only place to get Def Cop is they're wearing 800 pounds.
Oh gosh,
in money and weight.
Every time I see one of those, I buy them.
Yeah.
As long as it's not $800.
And then 2009 Planet Strike. 2012 our Dark Vengeance box set came out. And in 2014 the Imperial Knight. And then just a bunch of new armies.
It was only 3 years ago.
Yeah, it was only 3 years ago. It's hard to I thought it was longer, to be honest. And then 2015 Mechanicus, 16 Genestealer Cults, and 17 Gathering Storm.
I hear rumor that they're planning on another race.
I heard that, yeah. Maybe something to go in. Something to go in the Tau Empire, maybe? I don't know. I don't know. Can we do an entire new race line?
That's the.
Like,
I mean,
where
I
would
think
it
they could.
fit narratively?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the thing. You got all angles covered.
Well, there's a lot of
pretty much right
races like out there that they've mentioned. Like, I mean, you have the HRUD. You could do a HRUD. That'd be weird as hell.
now. Rat people, Skaven upgrade sprues.
Oh, what were the bear folk? Like with the big sighting talon
Oh, I
things.
forget. That was like 60 episodes ago.
And then, there was like the space bears. There was the psychic space bears. But then there was another one that was
but
like
they're part of the Tau Empire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then there was a different kind of like big bear like thing. There was also, I think somebody brought up the Amble, although I don't know that would be like a whole army, but
A couple of units here and there.
yeah, zygotes, you could bring those back.
Yeah.
It would be kind of neat to see because I think from what I understand on the internet, somebody was saying that they had like a whole list of like abhumans that they don't use anymore.
Yeah.
So you could do like the beastmen, the squats, like
Dude,
I think there's a whole
Chaos
bunch of
Beastmen would
other.
be amazing.
Yeah. So I think I was making those for my Imperial Guard as like Penal Legion. And
Yeah.
they got rid of them and.
No, conscripts.
Yeah.
They're conscripts now. They're amazing. You should not get rid of them at all.
Oh, okay. Well,
So,
I don't have them anymore, so
I guess
Kurt, don't get rid of them.
over the last 30 years,
Uh-huh.
okay, like your entire Warhammer playing time, what's your favorite thing? Like your single happiest favorite thing from it?
Playing time. I mean, modeling has always been my thing, but that's not playing time.
Yeah.
Gosh, I mean, I think that. I think it was back when I was younger. I think I've kind of like worked myself into onto the does it fit? I've worked myself into a box. I think when like my gameplay, but I think it's when I take a bit and like step out and say like, let's make this game our own and come up with like weird rules and stuff like that. Kind of like I think like you and Phil were doing that with your was it your
The battle reports
kill
and things
teams
like
or
that, the
whatever.
kill teams.
Yeah.
Just make it fun.
So I like that where you kind of express it how you want and you tell the story that you want and make the rules match your dreams.
Yeah. I remember being at the Aberdeen Games Workshop store in like 95, 96. So it was like 12, 13. And it was their Thursday night Warhammer night or 40K night because Wednesday night was fantasy.
Okay.
Thursday nights was 40K.
Uh-huh.
And they were open until 8 p.m. that night.
Yeah.
Holy shit, the retail change.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, just playing like these little games. And then especially Gorka Morka was like some of my favorite memories is from that game.
Yes.
And playing in that league, I got told by the manager guy when I came of age to go and apply for a job there, but I don't think I will anymore because the commute would kill me. Because like there was a new player in, and I let him win.
Oh.
He was like, "Why'd you let him win?" Because I picked a really shitty gang.
Oh, okay.
Like my initial mob was like 2 trucks, 2 bikes, 4 spanners, like 3 spanners, and like just not enough boys on the ground. It was like, well, he's not gonna have fun if he loses his first time. He's like stomp his goddamn face in, but that's that's not how it goes. So that was a super good memory.
Cool.
And then forging that narrative. I mean, I make fun of it a lot, but I have like a big mech conversion I use for my orcs, where it's like just a Imperial Guard commander model with a bunch of wires behind him.
I remember that.
Yeah,
That was fun.
It's fun. Like he has the skull of an old orc knob stuck in his head, and he smells faintly because he can't get it off, and so all the other orcs worship him as the ghost. And like he gets followed around by Grots carrying like a killer force field. So every time someone tries to kill him, the force field ends up killing like the guy attacking him instead. So yeah, I'm all for slapstickle, farcical humor.
Yeah,
and it's like really forging that narrative is like because I have been more of kind of a gamer this past couple of years.
Yeah, that happens.
And and it's fun in its own way, but it's never quite as satisfying to me as making up a really freaking dumb story. Like, so I added 60 conscripts on my list, right? Just to kind of add a bit of bubble wrapping for tactical reasons.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, cheesy bastards. I'm like, no. My background for this was a pinpoint Imperial Fist drop assault accidentally on purpose destroyed the prison wing of a planet's max security prison. My Leviathan, my Leviathan dreadnought accidentally got tangled into the systems controlling the brain bombs that were attached to all of the guards and the prisoners. And if they go outside a certain range of him, they blow up. So that's why they're all within 6 inches.
Nice.
They're like, that's just bullshit you made up. I was like, yeah, but it's fun bullshit.
Yeah, so it's a lot better than showing up.
Yeah, it's a lot better than I need a bubble wrap and cheap. So yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, like forging my narrative. That's dude, it's half the fun. Like I remember playing in Scotland when I was 17. Oh no, it must have been like 18 or 19 because it was right after.
I think it was when you were 17.
I was right after. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I was.
I was there.
It was right after 3rd edition came out.
Okay.
And like me and my buddy were playing on a kitchen table, like with like a felt and then textbooks for Hills.
Yeah.
You know, like stuff like that. And like
I want to see GW release that.
He
This
was,
is your textbook Hills.
he was playing like Necrons, and like so he had like the monolith and wraiths and all this other shit everywhere. And like, oh my god. And I had Dark Angels, and like, but like I had like not very optimized Dark Angels. So yeah, I got my ass handed to me. But man, it was still like I said, a great memory, and it's just being in the kitchen, jumpers for goalposts. It's good times. But yeah, that's about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's been good.
it's been good.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the Black Crusades pan out, and kind of curious to see like what they come up with for the next race. Like,
I will say next episode we already kind of have planned out. We're gonna wrangle a third into here.
Yeah. Okay.
But
It would be one of our socks.
one of our
with a
socks.
face
Like,
drawn on
hey
it.
Ted, I heard that John guy was pretty good. It was like, you take your pin and shove it up your ass. Hey, no, that's not nice.
All right, we gotta get rid of that sock. It's a dick.
And it's sticky. But I think
really is a dick.
I'm really high on talking about our day in the life of a guardsman.
Yeah.
We had some really good feedback about our Jeff episodes and our Custodia episodes.
Oh yeah.
So I think we're going to move on to our next topic, which would be your standard registered guardsman called Steve. I think Steve was
Steve
the guardsman, right?
Yeah, expect a T-shirt soon.
Yeah.
Or not really. I haven't even thought about it.
You need a Magic School Bus Zinch one.
Yeah,
first.
I think that was a winner.
That one's a winner. But yeah, I think I want to kind of cover that there because like I can just say like you'll be talking or you'll be bringing up a really good point about drill or what they do on a daily basis, and then I can just yell promotion. Your commander just got killed randomly. You're a sergeant now. You're like, oh, okay. 'Cause that's kind of how guard works.
See, that could work into the radio play. So if you get your radio play done.
Oh yeah,
before the-
man, I really need to do that.
Yeah.
But I also need to not die from the crud, which
okay.
you know, I have now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it sounds good. You could be a guardsman.
Yeah, I think
Like all the munitions dust. You know?
so. Giving me respiratory
Yeah,
failure.
exactly.
Papa Nurgle being blamed for asbestos in the weapons. Yeah, I think before next episode, I'm going to assemble my Leviathan drill.
Yay! You're gonna put that on the YouTube.
The YouTube channels? I might.
Do it.
How to assemble when you have no idea how to assemble.
Just remember the top. That's the only thing I
remember the
recommend.
top.
Just, like, dry fit it first.
Dry fit. Always dry
otherwise-
fit. 7 or 8 times. But yeah, I'm a big fan.
You're a better
found
person
in,
than I.
I found in the Premiere Pro, the editing stuff we use, like the benefits of speeding up the track, like 300%.
yeah.
You're like, yeah.
Yeah.
Who wants to see me color in Sharpie for 7 minutes? No one? All right, 30 seconds then. Boop, boop, boop. So I might. We'll see.
Okay. That'd be dope.
But yeah.
All right. Man. Well, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks, and maybe if John survives.
Oh, man, maybe.
Okay, John.
Yeah. And yeah, so for Mob Rules, I've been Joan.
Hi, John. Welcome
Hi,
to Mob
Ted.
Rules.
Thanks.
Ted.
Wait, no, we
Okay.
already did that part.
Good night, everybody.
Start again.
This episode of Mob Rules has been brought to you by Mob Rules Media. Please join our Facebook group to be part of the conversation at facebook.com/MobRulesAK. You can also email us at themob@tophat-arts.com. Thanks for checking us out, and we will see you in 2 weeks.